After barely missing a monster pothole in the road at Central Village this morning, on my way to Kingston, I started to reflect on the time I saw a motorist hit a nasty one out by Damid near Angels and blew a tire instantly. The car swerved violently upon impact, likely causing the tire to be shredded and the rim seriously damaged. The driver could have easily collided with oncoming traffic due to the swerve. There could have been grave consequences, no doubt about that. How is this pothole nuisance in Jamaica allowed to fester with such ease? There were lots more potholes going through Weymouth on the Mandela Highway. While Jamaica's roads have suffered from subpar infrastructure over the years, it has now culminated in the undeniable realization that Jamaica is facing a national pothole pandemic. Roads everywhere in Jamaica pose a significant risk to motorists, not just from oncoming traffic or unforeseen disasters, but from the clear and present danger of potholes. I am going to take Spanish Town Road when I get off the Mandela Highway and share some of the most shocking potholes, causes for long traffic delays, travel incidents, and aggressive damage to vehicle front ends, among other things. Usually in the mornings leading up to 6 to 7 a.m., the traffic going to Kingston from Spanish Town and off the toll face serious backup on the Mandela, with Spanish Town Road playing a huge part. It's bumper to bumper all the way, causing agonizing delays. Because the holiday is upon us, it might seem the road is smooth sailing at this time of the morning, 10 o'clock, midweek, but I can assure you, under normal conditions, the traffic is locked bumper to bumper at 6 miles going to Spanish Town Road. Man, look at that smog over Kingston. Seems to be getting worse and worse in December, I tell you. This feature is broken down into 3 parts. The first part shows the nature of traffic congestion and extreme delays along Spanish Town Road to around Trenchtown, owing a lot to pothole obstacles and motorists trying their best to avoid damage to their vehicles. The second part will attempt to show the chronic issues with the road infrastructure when there is little traffic, and the third part will show a return from the Trenchtown area back to 6 miles. I'm going to go through this part of the road in real time for you to see what happens after Weymouth Drive. Usually, secondary roads or tertiary roads are the first to suffer from under-maintenance due to budget or other economic issues. Primary roads like Spanish Town Road, which are main routes that connect major cities and towns across the island, are expected to receive top-rated maintenance and attention, just like the toll roads. I mean, this road is a vital artery for the movement of goods and services. It connects key commercial hubs, facilitate trade and business operations. And how about the tourism industry? This road should enable tourists to travel easily between attractions, and the well-maintained roads enhance the visitor experience and can boost tourism revenue. Look here. Good roads are indicative of a country's development and are crucial for national progress. The most shocking road I've ever seen deteriorate into badness over the last 6 years is Spanish Town Road. Spanish Town Road has been notorious for its poor condition, especially with potholes over the last 10 years. The road has faced challenges due to ongoing pipe laying work, lack of drainage, sloppy planning, and poor workmanship, all of which have worsened the pothole problem. It's a pothole plague, honestly. Governments have been woefully subpar in their approach to maintaining the island's road infrastructure in general. Coupled with natural occurrences like excessive rainfall during the hurricane season, the poor state of the road network remains a persistent problem. I do not agree with blaming heavy rainfall solely for the current aggressive deterioration of the roads, because one of the main factors is inadequate drainage. Another is the poor quality of material used in road construction. There is also the failure to use qualified engineers and contractors to execute proper road repairs. There is no stable and consistent maintenance to keep the roads in optimum condition. The mediocre patchwork seems to be the order of the day. Roads aren't properly maintained or repaired. They are just patched, which invites the problem to reoccur very soon after. At this point, coming from Spanish Town in the mornings, just to reach here is almost an hour of crawling. So what exactly is holding up the traffic? Potholes are definitely one reason. It doesn't make a lot of sense switching from one lane to the next just to get an advantage due to the dynamics of the flow of traffic. It will probably take about 15 to 20 minutes to get a break from this crawling. Lucky for you and your motorcycle boss. Not so much traffic leaving town on this side of Kingston, but there is also the Washington Boulevard that leads traffic out of town. This important dual carriageway is really a mess on many levels. Just look at the road condition. That's like the new aesthetics or standard of roads in Jamaica. The partition that separates the carriageways has definitely seen better days. You just can't understand how a main road like this is just left to fester. Even businesses that have their entrances from the main road littered with potholes seem to be in a stalemate on who is responsible to fix it. Should they let their customers bear the agony of navigating through a pothole-riddled barrier just to get to the business place? Or wait on a very irresponsible government who claims they allocate billions of Jamaican dollars to road construction and maintenance? Usually the police just put up their siren and get out of here. This guy in front of me must be new on the job. The only good thing about the potholes at this point is that you're unlikely to slam them hard. But for a regular car, even at this speed, the strain on the front end is still impactful. And just being stuck in traffic is generally unpleasant and can really get your day off to a bad start. was a monster of a hole in front of me up to last week that forces you to go extreme left to avoid popping off a wheel in there. Somebody must have poured marl in there because I see people doing that while the government does nothing. I mean, you're left baffled as to what is sweeping over Jamaican roads right now. So, look at this monster of a bad road condition near Weymouth Drive. Stoplight. The number one spot that contributes to the debacle that faces motorists on this part of Spanish Town Road. And boom, the traffic is gone. But wait, it's not over yet. Wait until we go over that bridge for more drama. For now, let me re-show you what this part of the road really looks like from the inside lane with maybe a little less traffic. So now this is a rerun of the chronic road infrastructure taken from 6 miles onwards. These craters in the roads have been here just gaping at motorists for over a year now, with absolutely no response from the government. It's just a non-stop zigzag bobbing and weaving and concentrating on selecting the right lane early to avoid a collision with somebody nearby. Remember, there's no white line in the road to distinguish the 3 lanes, so your talent as a driver must be sharp. When you hear the big truck drop into these holes, it sounds like an explosion. these so-called road repair contractors dig a square around the pothole and intentionally make the pothole deeper, then there is a more jagged edge left around the perimeter of the hole for your vehicle to slam against. You have to wonder what nincompoop from the government gave them that scope of work to terrorize motorists on the road and accelerate road fatalities. I mean, how can they literally dig a booby trap in the road to lay in wait for unsuspecting motorists? You are lucky when the pothole falls in the center of your lane and goes right under your vehicle. A lot of times it's big and sprawling and you are left to deal with it. Now back at Weymouth Drive stoplight, and this is what the inside lane looks like. The result of patchwork disaster and undermanagement that only has one function: to make the lives of motorists a living hell. Can you imagine the situation when rain falls? This inside lane becomes completely useless from 100 meters out, and the competition to merge 3 lanes into 2 to avoid falling into a ditch becomes a battle and a headache. So either these guys at the traffic department make some adjustments and make the light pass more traffic on Spanish Town Road, or they come and fix the road, as the experience is always going to be daunting. People literally go outside and beyond to avoid this headache in the road. Anyway, see for yourselves the kind of blockage that is plastered across this intersection and the big reason for the traffic jam and motor vehicle maintenance bills people have to deal with. The traffic is free flowing now, getting away from Weymouth Drive and going across Sandy Gully Bridge. Even during peak hours, there is a slight break at this point in terms of traffic flow, but not from the horrible conditions of the road. There are still lots of cracks and openings in the road, especially mini sinkholes, resulting from non-stop patchwork. Over the last few years, they butchered this part of the road going all the way to 3 miles and beyond, laying water pipes, they said, with a long-term devastating trail of road sinkages, deterioration, incompetent contractors, all designed for a blow to road users and motor vehicle maintenance costs. One of the lords of potholes was in front of us for months. I think it's out of frustration that somebody poured some material in it, right here in front of Wray and Nephew. There was a monster of a hole that forced even the biggest trucks to go wide to avoid it. Of course, bringing the flow of traffic into congestion. That's Henley Road that goes to Potholes. That entire inner lane is deadly. I mean, imagine the drama in the mornings when people are trying to switch lanes to avoid the potholes and obstructing your path. This is now the Seaview stoplight. I mean, all these people do is make excuses for the mediocre infrastructure and glaring incompetence at their job functions. There's a guy from the works agency who comes out in the media with the darnest explanations as to why the road condition is this ridiculous. They absolutely love to blame their buffoonery on inclement weather, hurricanes, and climate change, rather than admit that Jamaica has the wrong people and the wrong expertise managing the country's infrastructure. I don't care what they say, honestly. When Jamaican roads are built to international specifications like the Highway 2000 projects, you see the difference in the quality of the road and the difference in how it is maintained. So many key businesses and commercial activities along this main city corridor. And look at the state of the road, going 4 years straight now. When it comes to the sinkholes along this part, it feels like a boat ride. They spent over a year laying huge pipes underground along this stretch, and every other month since, the road breaks apart. This hole here out by Cockburn Pen is one of the nastiest. If you hit it, I guarantee your day is over. Anyway, if you thought this side of Spanish Town Road was crazy, wait until we go over the other side of 3 miles and you will see some stunning situations that will make you wonder where in Jamaica this is. Now passing out by Pineland, and it's back to wondering what's new. All I can say is when it rains and these holes are covered with water and you don't know where they are, your goose is properly cooked. Does this look like a city or a minefield? Speak the truth. Going down to Oakland Road and continuing further, you cannot drive here without your pothole map, your pothole history, or your pothole sense. This is supposed to be a dual carriageway with 2 lanes on either side. But you will not be able to stay in one place too long, as it's a constant confrontation and avoidance contest between you, the potholes, motorists, and pedestrians. Now passing Delacree and going down to Waltham and Maxfield. I mean, look at this mess. Look at that crater in the middle of the road. It's been there for over a year now. Those 2 lanes are entirely out of commission and everybody comes over into your lane to avoid it. There's more. I mean, is the Jamaican government on strike or something? I'm telling you, the only luck I have here is because it's not peak hour and I can swing all over the place to avoid massacring Dulce. Yeah, that's my car. There's an examination dip over there where people do driving exams for license. Trust me. Oh boy. I'm so sorry for these guys. This is where Waltham Park Road meets Spanish Town Road, and just ahead is Maxfield Avenue. I can tell you, you've got to have nerves of steel to drive through here in the mornings, as it's the ultimate clash of nerves and bravery. I see people with buckets of stones, dropping them into those craters to fill them up. I don't know if it's paid service or volunteer work, but the road is like gladiator sports, with you driving through a colosseum with the potholes as your #1 contender, and busmen and taximen your next opponents. Of course, your insurance company is waiting with bated breath. I mean, why should you damage your car in potholes anyway when there's another part of the road that's better? If you are heading all the way down Spanish Town Road and are still here, you are brave and lucky at the same time. passing Maitland Cemetery and we'll turn around at Trenchtown to show the other side going back to 6 miles. The sides of the road here are caving in. It's just too much to capture all at once. Jamaican roads are a massacre currently. Okay, so an about turn and we're heading back to 6 miles on this torture road tour. And what can we expect? Much more of the same. Eagle-eyed driving, cracks, potholes, sinkholes, and lots of bobbing and weaving. I'm telling you, when it rains, your experience on Spanish Town roads gets amped up drastically for the worse. We're heading back to Maxfield, then continuing along Spanish Town Road to 3 miles. The number one problem on this dual carriageway is that it has turned into a shootout, with cars coming at you from all angles, desperately trying to avoid the holes. You are also doing the same thing to them. Most intersections are riddled with potholes, which is the number one problem for the flow of traffic when the lights turn green. There is a constant jostle to get into pole position to avoid the impact on your car, and it's like a dogfight. Spanish Town Road is just amazing, isn't it? But this road is not alone, as there are a ton of roads all over Jamaica right now in this shape. It's crazy. I could never understand how they dump the rubbish in the open, just like that, for the garbage trucks to collect them. I mean, this is a formality. Potholes, rubbish. Potholes, rubbish. What exactly is happening to Jamaica? Confusion, confusion, confusion. So now we are passing Delacree heading to 3 miles. You can see that bus in front of me getting into those sinks in the road, working that suspension constantly. Always past that manual contraption with sharp edges and no cover. And I wonder how many tires have perished there. Imagine when it rains and it's invisible. We're just about passing Development Road that can bypass you out of here if you're heading to Pothole. What the? Wait. These people are nuts or what? Young man, consider yourself lucky that car did not hit you. I don't know where this water came from. Did we pass water here earlier? Boy, now that the road is wet, you get to see the dramatic nature of a destabilized road. I'm convinced this is some strategic thing by the government. No doubt about that. Okay, what's happening here? Whoa! No! Goodness! That truck man is flexing his muscles big time, forcing the bus to stop. That is reckless business. But wait, isn't that the truck tire coming loose? Oh my god, it has popped off the truck. What the hell? This is ridiculous. But the truck is driving away, leaving the tire. Whoa! The man is gone, leaving his tire. This is crazy. Somebody stop him. No man, this day is epic. So much drama on the roads for real. Bye-bye tires. My goodness. Man, right now I'm exhausted. How do those bus and taxi men deal with this tribulation on Spanish Town Road up and down all day long? Finally, a quick relief passing over the Chinese construction at 3 miles. Mama P gone high in the sky. I'm telling you, even though this side seems to have less traffic for now, the situation will reverse when it's evening and everyone is heading back out of town. This road is so shabby, you have to be driving and thinking about the repairs to your car. intersections are just nasty. How can they turn a blind eye to this situation for over a year now? Isn't this something scripted? Like a great plan in motion? How is this even possible when taxes are collected by the minute? And they say the Jamaican economy is doing well. Look at this guy coming behind me. That's how you do it. That's it. You show these hellholes who's boss around here, man. At least it's not that truck that lost its wheels a while back. That was insane. We are about to go back over Sandy Gully, then past Riverton City on the left. The Leland Clydesdale turbo sings so sweet. Whoa, this guy's stepping. You see how much traffic is over there at Weymouth Drive? But this side of the road going back to Mandela is equally insane because a lot of it is down to 2 lanes, and the center lane is like a hollow section or a sink section in most parts. It's finally over for now. All I can say is something must be done urgently. This situation cannot continue in any way, shape or form. It's not just Spanish Town Road that's plagued, but roads all across Jamaica. This problem is like a parasite, steadily spreading and tightening its grip on the country, causing immense pressure on motor vehicles and leading to soaring maintenance costs. It's one of the most epic crises I've witnessed unfold in Jamaica over the years, and it desperately needs to be addressed. Drive safe, people. Thanks for watching. Wow.